Hello students, welcome to this new tutorial about types of internet access. So before the tutorials we have already learned about the history of internet and what are the components we required for the internet connection. But today we'll learn what are the types of internet access. So basically what we will learn in this episode we'll learn introduction to the internet, how can we access internet to our home, dial-up internet, then DSL internet, then we'll learn cable internet, then satellite internet, and we will learn 3G or 4G internet. So the first thing is, what exactly is the internet? Most of the time in our daily life we rely on the internet, or we use internet for our daily activities, but we exactly don't know what is the internet. We don't know where is the internet. We don't know how the internet works. So today I will tell you what exactly is the internet in a very short way. So the first thing is, when we think about internet, some people they think internet means Google. Some people they will say, oh, internet means Facebook. Some people they will say, oh, internet means YouTube. Some people they will say, oh, internet means Amazon. So what are those things? Those things means, here you can say, in the internet we have a lot of servers. Servers, those are called as web servers. So what are the servers, or we can say web servers? Actually web servers are the powerful computers. Those computers can provide service to millions or billions of internet users. So those web servers are like Google web server, Facebook web server, YouTube web server. So those servers we can remember by their domain names like www.google.com, www.facebook.com, www.youtube.com. So these are the servers. There are many users also, internet users, or you can say billions of internet users. They want to connect with the web servers in the internet. That means in the internet we can say millions of web servers are connected, or you can say millions of web servers are ready to serve in the internet as a public network. And billions of internet users, they also want to open, or you can say they want to connect with the web servers. Suppose someone want to open YouTube, just like suppose this one is the user, he or she want to use YouTube website. Another user, suppose this one, he or she want to open Google web server, and there is another user, that is a computer that want to open Facebook web server, and many other users, they want to open many different type of websites, or you can say the web domains, or you can say web servers. So how exactly they can connect with this web server, because they don't know where are the web servers. The internet user, maybe he have a mobile phone, or maybe he have a computer, or maybe he have a laptop, or maybe he have a desktop. Just like here, you can say this internet user have a laptop, he have a laptop, he or she have a laptop. So all of them, they have the computers. They know in the internet there are some web servers, but how exactly they can connect with the Google, how exactly they can connect with the Facebook, how exactly they can connect with YouTube. Suppose Google web server is in America. So here there is one user that is from India. Does it mean from India he will connect wires one by one to this web server at America, that is Google? It is impossible. Maybe if one person want to connect, if that person is very rich, maybe it is possible, but for common people it is impossible. So how can the internet users can connect with the web server? Before we know that, all the web servers are connected with each other through the public network that is called internet. And this internet is connected by very high speed optical fiber cables. Those are called the internet backbones. So those internet backbones, so here you can say these are the cables. These internet backbones connect with the web servers. So these are the web servers, Google web server, Facebook web server, YouTube web server, and many more web servers. They are connected to the internet backbone. Then how can we connect with the internet backbone? We don't know where is the internet backbone. So here we need the help of ISP, that is called internet service provider, such as BSNL, or you can say Jio or Airtel, or many more internet service providers to whom we can pay by month or by data or by time, and we can get connected with the internet backbone. That means internet service provider, they have their own office. Their own office is connected with the internet backbone, and they facilitate us to connect with the web server through the internet backbone. That means internet service provider is the middleman. This internet service provider is a company. This internet service provider provide the access to the web servers present in the internet by taking some money per data use or per time. So what we can do is, any internet user who want to connect with the web servers in the internet, what they will do first is, they will connect with any internet service provider. They will get connection by paying some money. Then the internet service provider will allow us to connect with the internet backbone, and through this internet backbone we can connect with the web server. So this is the method how the internet works. Actually the internet looks very simple, but it is really very complex. But for you students, because you are the beginners for the internet, you are learning the basics of the internet, so I can simply describe internet in this way. So this is about internet. Now the question is, how can we access the internet? So whenever we are thinking about access the internet, suppose we want to get the internet connection, then how can we get the internet connection? Most of the time the people, they think, we can connect the internet from the mobile phone. Yes, it is right, but there are many other methods which can be used to access internet. So today I will talk about those methods. How can we get internet? So internet access via telephone line. This is the first method, because when there was a computer network, when there was no computer network, that time telephone network was saturated condition. So the computer engineers who developed the computer network, they rely on the telephone network. So what they did is, they combined the internet network with the telephone network. That means they combined the computer network with the telephone network to access the internet, or to use the big network as the internet. So what they did is, here is the internet. That means here all the computer servers, or you can say the web servers. The web servers, how can we reach here? We can reach here, and I can tell you in the reverse way. So internet is connected to the ISP by internet cable, or you can say that is the backbone of the internet. So internet is connected with the internet service provider. So here this is the internet backbone. Internet service provider can give us the internet connection through telephone line, or through cable TV, or through satellite, or through mobile towers. But here we are talking about internet access via telephone line. So what they can do is, internet is connected to the internet service provider. Internet service provider is connected with the telephone network. Telephone network can reach at us at our home. So in our home, what can we do? So when we get the telephone line, we can use a splitter. So there is a splitter. Splitter is one hardware which can divide the telephone line into multiple telephone lines. So where we can use the telephone, and we can also use a modem. and from this modem we can connect with the computer. So reverse way we can say computer is connected with the modem, modem is connected with the splitter, splitter is connected to telephone and also modem, then splitter is connected to the jack of the telephone line, and this telephone line jack is connected to the telephone network, or you can say the telephone pole. The telephone pole is connected with the internet service provider, and the internet service provider is connected with the internet. So this is the path how can we connect with the internet by using telephone line. So in this way we can get two types of internet. One is a dial-up internet and another one is a DSL internet. Those we will learn a little bit late. So the first thing is internet is connected to the internet service provider, then internet service provider is connected to the telephone line is connected to the telephone jack, then splitter is coming. Splitter is again dividing the telephone line into two parts, one is for telephone or another can be connected to the modem, then the modem is connected with the computer. If we make this as a reverse, then the computer is connected to the modem, modem is connected to the splitter, splitter is connecting two hardware, one is a telephone and another one is modem. Then the splitter is connected with the telephone jack, then the telephone jack is connected to the telephone line is connected with the internet service provider, and internet service provider is connected with the internet. So this is the path, or this is the way how can we connect with the internet by using telephone line. Then the next is how can we get internet by TV cable, because TV cable is also more popular. Just like telephone lines, TV cable is very popular these days. Nowadays you can say many of the people they don't have telephone at their home, but most of the people they are having TV at their home. So TV cable, we can say most of the TV nowadays are connected with the TV cable network. So the TV cable network can also be used as a computer network, or you can say that can be used to connect with the internet. So how we can connect? So we can see this in a reverse way. First it is internet. So internet is connected with the internet service provider. So here the internet service provider is the TV cable provider. This internet service provider is connected with the cable line. So the cable lines are made up of optical fibers and coaxial cables. So this coaxial cables, or against the optical fibers, came to the people's home. So that is the cable network. So here we can say the cable network connected by using your coaxial cable or optical fiber. Then here you can also find a splitter box. The splitter box is just like your telephone splitter, but here this splitter box can divide the coaxial cable, or you can say the TV cable, into two parts, so that one part can be connected to our TV and the another part can be connected to our cable modem. Then the cable modem is connected by the Ethernet cable connect with the computer. So if we talk in a reverse manner, then the computer is connected with the cable modem is connected to the splitter can connect two hardware, one is for TV and another one is for cable modem. Then the splitter is connected with the cable TV network. Then the cable TV network is connected to the internet service provider, that is the company which provides us the internet. Then the internet service provider is connected with the internet. So this is the method, or this is the path how we connect with the internet by using TV cable. Then the next is access to the internet by mobile phones, which one is very popular these days. So what happens here? In this place the same thing happens. Mobile phone is connected with the base station. The base station that we call as the mobile towers. So the mobile towers is connected with the optical fiber line to the internet service provider, or you can say the mobile head office. The mobile head office is connected with the internet. So if we talk in the reverse way, internet is connected with internet service provider, that is the mobile service provider company. Internet service provider is connected with the optical fiber to the base stations. The base station is connecting with many mobile phones wirelessly. So here the mobile phones are connected to the base station. So here the mobile phones have one modem. That modem is called as wireless modem embedded inside the mobile phone. So about the modem we will learn a little bit late. So just we are talking about how can we access to the internet by using mobile phones. Then the next is access to the internet via satellite. Can we access internet by using satellite? Yes, we can use these things by satellite. So from here, from this computer, we can learn how we can connect. The computer is connected with the satellite modem. Satellite modem is connected with a dish antenna, that is a single use dish antenna. This dish antenna is connected with the satellite. Satellite is connected with a relay station, where you can say multiple users can be connected with this relay station. Then this relay station is connected with the internet service provider, and this internet service provider is connected with the internet. So how it works? From internet, the signal goes to internet service provider. The internet service provider send the signal to relay station. Relay station send the signal to satellite. So satellite is like a middleman. So the satellite receive the signal from the relay station, then send it to the dish antenna. So the dish antenna receive the signal from the satellite. Then the dish antenna send the signal to the satellite modem, and the satellite modem send the signal to the computer. So this is the path how can we use satellite as internet connection. Now we will learn the two types of internet. One is dial-up internet and another one is DSL internet. Before, I have already told you, in the telephone line we can get two types of internet. One is dial-up internet access and another one is DSL internet access. So the first thing is, what is dial-up internet access? We will learn. So here we talk again about this internet connection. The first thing is, internet is connected to the ISP, internet service provider, by the help of internet backbone. So internet backbone, these are the backbones, or you can say these are the undersea cables. So these internet cables, or you can say the undersea internet backbones, are connected to the ISP, such as we can say the MTNL or BSNL, or you can say BSNL. Then these are connected to the telephone lines by twisted pairs, or you can say sometimes it is connected with the telephone lines, or you can say the telephone poles on the street by using twisted pairs. Then this telephone line connected with our home telephone jack. So this telephone jack is, or you can say the RJ11 port. This RJ11 port is connected with a splitter. So what is the meaning of a splitter? I told you, splitter is simply a hardware. Splitter is the hardware used to split one telephone line into multiple telephone lines. So one splitter can split, maybe it is a 1 to 2 way, or 1 to 4 way, or 1 to 3 way. So it is 1 to 2 way, that means one telephone line in and two telephone line can be out. So one telephone line can be connected with one telephone, and another one can be connected to the dial-up modem. So here it is the hardware, another hardware, that is called modem. So what is the meaning of modem? Modem means dial-up modem, because this is dial-up internet connection. So here we can say this one is dial-up modem. Dial-up modem is a hardware which converts the telephone signal into computer signal and vice versa. So what does it mean? What does it mean by vice versa? Vice versa means opposite. So what it can do is, this is the telephone line. So from this telephone line, the modem can receive the signal, that is telephone signal can come this way. Then it will go to computer. So here what happens, when this dial-up modem receive the signal, that is the telephone signal. So the dial-up modem receive the telephone signal and convert into computer signal. Then vice versa. That means when it receive from the telephone line, it is telephone signal into computer signal. But when it send from our part, that means it receive computer signal and convert into telephone signal. So this is called vice versa. That means first time when we get something from the internet, that means from here it comes as a telephone signal. Telephone signal goes into the dial-up modem. Dial-up modem convert the telephone signal into computer signal. Then the computer signal displays to us. So whenever we send the data from this computer, again the computer signal is go to the dial-up modem. So the dial-up modem convert the computer signal into telephone signal and send it to the internet. So this is the job of the dial-up modem. So here I have written dial-up modem is a hardware which convert the telephone signal into computer signal and vice versa. So this is the method of dial-up internet connection. So in this type of internet connection, we can use both telephone and internet by using telephone line, but not at the same time. So this is very important thing. So here we can say there is a splitter. In this splitter we can split the telephone line. One telephone line can be splitted into two parts. One is a phone line and another one is for modem line. But the problem here in DSL is if you want to use the telephone, then you cannot use internet, or if you want to use internet, then you cannot use the telephone. That's why I have tell you here we can use both telephone and internet, but not at the same time. That means we can use both. We can use the telephone and we can also use the internet. But if someone is using internet, then you cannot at the same time you cannot use the telephone. But when someone is using telephone, you cannot use the internet. But in different time we can use the phone and we can use the internet. So this is the big drawback of dial-up internet access. So what happens in dial-up internet access? I have already told you in this type of internet connection we can use both telephone and internet by using telephone line, but not at the same time. That means whenever we use telephone line we cannot use the internet, and whenever we use internet we cannot use the telephone line. So this is the big drawback. Then it is the oldest and slowest type of internet. When we first used internet, the first type of internet was a dial-up internet. So this is the first type of internet technology. Speed is 56 kbps. It was very slow. Maybe as compared to these days it is very slow, but at that time when there was no internet, so when the people they invented internet, that time they the common people they used the dial-up internet access and the speed was 56 kbps, and that time they were very happy. Every time you have to connect with internet by using ID and password. That means every time you have to connect by using ID and password. That means whenever you want to, because when you make a phone call you cannot use internet, and whenever you are using internet you cannot use the telephone. That means every time you want to connect with the internet you have to connect by using the ID and password. So when you whenever you want to open the internet, every time you have to enter the ID and password at your computer, then you can click connect, and it will take some time to connect your computer with the internet. And while you are using the internet you cannot use the telephone line because it make a dedicated path from your computer to the internet. And here it need a dial-up modem. I have already told you dial-up modem, because that modem I told you, just like here internet goes to telephone service provider, telephone service provider is connected to the splitter is connected to the telephone, and splitter again give one line to the modem, and this type of modem is called as dial-up modem. So this in this type of dial-up internet connection need dial-up modem. Need to pay by time of use. This is a very important point. Need to pay by time of use. That means if you use more time, then you have to pay more money. That means if you use 1 hour, then you pay less money. If you use 10 hours, then you have to pay 10 times of money. So as long as you use, you have to pay more bill. As less as you use, you pay less money. So in this type of internet connection, you have to pay by time. Outdated technology. These days dial-up internet is nowhere used. So this is nowadays we can say this is the oldest technology, that's why it is outdated. Then we'll go for DSL internet. Actually DSL internet and dial-up internet looks quite similar. The infrastructure looks similar, but there are some big differences. So what are the big differences? You can see the first thing is, here you can say the connection looks the same. internet is connected to the internet service provider like BSNL or MTNL by using backbone. Then this internet service provider is again connected with the telephone lines. Telephone line is connected with the telephone jack, that is RJ11 port. And from here there is a splitter. The splitter is connected with the telephone and a dial-up modem. I have already told you what is the meaning of splitter. Splitter is the hardware used to split one telephone line into multiple telephone lines. So here the splitter can connect with a telephone and can connect with the DSL or dial-up modem, but here it is DSL modem. So DSL modem is the hardware which converts the telephone signal into computer signal and vice versa. So just like in the dial-up modem, DSL modem also do the same thing. Telephone signal converted into computer signal and computer signal again converted into telephone signal. So what is the big difference between the DSL and a dial-up internet? Digital subscriber line. DSL means digital subscriber line. The DSL use telephone line to access internet, where we can use both telephone and internet connection all at the same time. That means what happened in dial-up connection, while we are using telephone line, we cannot use the internet connection. When we are using internet connection, we cannot use the telephone line. But here in DSL, it is the best thing that we can use both at the same time. That means suppose your family or your father or your mother is talking over phone, at the same time you can also use the internet. So at the same time, internet and telephone using is a big benefit over the dial-up internet. That's why DSL internet became very popular after your dial-up internet connection. So what are the more things about DSL internet? DSL, or you can say digital subscriber line, is also use a telephone line to access internet, where we can use both telephone and internet connection all at the same time. It is also called as a telephone broadband internet. This is also called as telephone broadband internet. Actually, dial-up internet was very slow, but the DSL became a bit newer technology, or you can say new technology than your dial-up. That's why it was a bit faster. So speed is up to 512 kbps to 2 Mbps. That's why it was called as a telephone broadband internet. Once the connection is set up, it is always on. So what does it mean? It means inside the modem, so inside the DSL modem, you can set your user ID and you can set your password. So once you set your user ID and password inside your DSL modem, it will connect automatically. You no need to connect the user ID and password every time. The DSL modem can automatically connect with the internet, and once it is connected, it is always on. The internet will never shut down until you close it. So DSL modem can connect this by connect with the internet by using your ID and password. So once the connection is set up, then it is always on and it will never shut down until you make it off. Need DSL or ADSL modem. So just like in dial-up internet we used dial-up modem, so here we use DSL modem or ADSL modem. So about the DSL and ADSL modem, you can learn all those things later. DSL is again divided into three types like DSL, ADSL, FDSL and all those things. So the tutorial will be very complex. That's why I am not talking about ADSL modem and many more things. So I am skipping this point. So how do we pay for the DSL internet? We can pay for the DSL internet by uses of data in scheduled time. That means how much data you use, 1 GB, 2 GB, 4 GB, 5 GB in one day or in 1 month or 1 week. So accordingly you have to pay, or you can buy the plan as per your wish by data and time. So here we no need to pay only by time. Here we can use by uses of the data and the time. So how much data? According to the size of the data in a scheduled time you can pay. These days, this type of internet connection has been replaced by optical fiber cables which spread, which speed ranges more than 50 Mbps. So nowadays, most of the people, they are also thinking internet connection by using DSL is very slow. That's why they use optical fiber internet. That means here the telephone line was connected with the DSL modem by using twisted pair, or you can say the twisted pair cables. But if we connect with this modem by using optical fiber, then the net becomes, or you can say the internet access becomes very fast. So this is the new type of technology. The next is internet access via TV cable. So how can we connect your internet? How can we connect with the internet by using TV cable? The same thing. Internet backbone is connected with the ISP, and ISP is connected with the cable network, and cable network is connected with the computer by using cable modem. So here you can say the same thing happens. Internet is connected with the ISP. ISP is connected with the cable network. Cable network is connected to your home, and in your home you can find there is a splitter. The splitter can divide the line into two parts. One is for TV adapter. So here you can say this part is connected to your TV, so you can enjoy the TV here, and at the same time you can also connect one part to the cable modem, where the cable modem is connected by using Ethernet cable to your computer. So here this is bit same as your DSL internet access. Just like in DSL your telephone and internet works at the same time, here the same thing happens. In this cable TV, or you can say in this cable internet access, you can enjoy the TV, at the same time you can enjoy the internet. That means while you are chatting with the internet or while you are surfing internet, your parents can enjoy the TV. So both TV and computer can use this TV cable line at the same time. So what is cable modem? Cable modem is a hardware which converts the television signal into computer signal and vice versa. Just like our DSL modem and our dial-up modem. In that time, the network was a telephone network. That's why they converted the telephone network into computer signal. The telephone signal converted into computer signal. But here, this network is cable network. So in the cable network, you can find the TV signal, or you can say the television signal. So what this cable modem can do is, when it gets signal from the internet, TV signal is coming from here. So when the TV signal is coming, cable modem receive the TV signal and convert it into computer signal. And when the computer sends the data, computer signal is converted into TV signal. So here this cable modem is a middleman which convert the TV signal into computer signal and computer signal into TV signal. So the cable service connected to the internet via cable TV, where we can use both TV and internet at the same time. So this is the big benefit these days. We can enjoy the TV and we can use the internet at the same time. So what are the more things about the cable internet? In the cable internet we can use both TV and internet at the same time. It is also called as cable broadband internet connection, because its speed is same as your DSL, just like 512 kbps up to 2 Mbps. So more the user, less speed due to network congestion. So this is one of the good thing, or you can say bad thing. It can be good and it can also be bad. More the user, that means if many people they use the network at the same time, then the speed will be less because of network congestion. Because many people they use at the same time, so the network becomes jam. If less user, then you can find the network is very fast, or you can say the internet is very fast. So you can say sometimes some people who have very important works, they wait for the late night. In the late night you can see there are very few people that are using internet, so they can enjoy the internet very fast. So less user, high speed; more user, less speed due to network congestion. So this is the good thing, and this is also a bad thing of your cable internet connection. Quite similar speed with the DSL connection. I have already told you this speed is 512 kbps up to 2 Mbps speed. But you can see these days TV cable is also replaced by the optical fiber. So you can also find just like your optical fiber internet is very fast. So cable internet also become very faster than the old days. Here you can enjoy both TV and internet at the same time. need to pay per usage of data in scheduled time duration. Just like in your DSL connection, you pay it by size of the data, like 1 GB or 2 GB or 3 GB per day, or 2 GB per day. So accordingly you have to pay by size of the data in a time. It is only available in the place where cable TV provider have such technologies for both TV and internet. That means in some villages you can find they can get the TV cable, but those TV cable operator, they do not have the permission, or maybe they do not have the facility to give internet connection. So you cannot get this type of internet connection everywhere. That is the another small problem in the cable internet connection. Then the next is access to the internet via mobile phones. This one is one of the very popular technology these days, because most of the people now, you are also learning this tutorial by your mobile phones, or you can say by using 3G or 4G technology. So 3G and 4G technology is very popular these days. So how this works? So as usual, the internet is connected with the internet service provider. Internet service provider is connected with the base station, and base station is connected with the mobile phones. And this mobile phone have a 3G or 4G modem that is inbuilt. So 3G or 4G modem is a hardware which convert the mobile phone signal into computer signal and vice versa. That means this mobile phone is also called as a microcomputer. So what happens when the internet send the signal to the base station send the mobile phone signal into this mobile phone. So what happens, the mobile signal is converted into computer signal, and again this, when the mobile phone send the signal, it convert the computer signal into mobile phone signal and send it to the base station. So this is the use of the 3G or 4G modem. So internet backbone is connected with the internet and ISP service, internet service provider. Internet service provider is connected with the base station. Base station is connected with the mobile phone, where inside the mobile phone there is a 3G or 4G modem which convert the mobile phone signal into computer signal and vice versa. So 3G or 4G service is most commonly used with mobile phones and wireless modems. It connected to the ISP through mobile network, or you can say the base stations. So what are the more things about this 3G or 4G? The 3G or 4G service is most commonly used the mobile phones and wireless modems. So you can find sometime we do not have mobile phones. So if you do not have mobile phones, you need a wireless modem. So wireless modem, we can say there are sometimes you can find some people they're using 3G or 4G dongle in their laptop. So inside the dongle they can put their mobile phone SIM and they can use as a mobile phone, or you can say they can use without the mobile phone as a wireless modem, or you can say the dongle. It connects to the ISP through mobile network, because this is using mobile network, that's why it is called as internet access via mobile phones. So it uses wireless or 3G or 4G modem. So here the modem is called as 3G or 4G modem, or you can say wireless modem. It is a mobile internet, so it is easy to carry, because the modem is inside your mobile phone, so you don't need to carry extra hardware. Your mobile phone can work as a computer, and your mobile phone can work as a modem. So you don't need to carry a computer, you don't need to carry a modem. So it is easy to carry, because your mobile phone is a hybrid device which can work as a modem and which can work as a computer too. Speed is from 2 Mbps up to 10 Mbps. So 3G is bit slow than your 4G, but now 4G, by using 4G you can enjoy the speed up to 10 Mbps. So 4G internet is very popular these days. Maybe in near future you can also use 5G or 6G or 7G or whatever the new technology come, you can enjoy those new technology. You need to pay for use of data by size in a limited time. Just like we are using data packs, like 1 GB data pack per day, or 2 GB data pack per day, or you can say 3 GB data per day. So here we also need to pay by data size in a limited time. Then the next is access to internet via satellite. How can we use internet by satellite? So this is your satellite internet. So the same thing, internet is connected with your internet service provider. So internet service providers such as Tata Skynet, or you can say Viasat, or you can say HughesNet. So those type of internet service provider, they can connect with the internet to the common users. So the internet service provider is connected to the dish antenna, which have more power to connect multiple users. So this dish antenna is connected to the satellite transmitter and receiver by using uplink, or you can say the radio signals. So these radio signals can be used to send the signal and also to receive the signal. So satellite become a middleman to work as a transmitter and a receiver. That means the dish antenna, when send the signal from the internet, it send the signal to the satellite. Satellite send the signal to the dish antenna at the personal user. So the dish antenna is again connected to the satellite modem. This satellite modem is again connected with the computer. So here the computer is connected to the satellite modem. Satellite modem is connected to the dish antenna. Dish antenna send the signal to satellite. Satellite send the signal to again the big dish antenna at the internet service provider's office. Then the internet service provider send the signal to the internet. So here the modem is satellite modem. The satellite modem is a hardware which converts the satellite radio signal into computer signal and vice versa. So what happens here? So when the dish antenna receives the signal from the internet, it is radio signal. So the radio signal is converted by the satellite modem into computer signal. And when the computer want to send the signal, computer send the signal to the dish antenna by converting the computer signal into radio signal. So the satellite modem is the hardware which can convert the satellite radio signal into computer signal and computer signal into satellite signal. So it is a long range wireless internet connection which can be used at any place on the earth through satellite orbiting the earth. So we know there are many artificial satellites orbiting the earth. So we can use those satellites as a transmitter and a receiver. So you can find there are some high quality antennas which can be work as a transmitter, and we can also as a receiver. So those type of high quality antennas can be used to communicate with the internet. So what more? Here you can say it is a long range wireless internet connection which can be used at any place on the earth through satellite orbiting the earth. So use at any place, because satellite can cover throughout the world. So you can use it at any place. Maybe it is on a highland, or you can say difficult terrain, or you can say the place where you cannot get the cable internet, where you cannot get the telephone internet, or where you cannot get the 3G or 4G internet. In those difficult places you can find satellite internet. This type of internet is also called as a dishnet. It can be used at any place of the world. Just like I told you, you can use it in any place of the world. Speed from 512 kbps to 2 mbps or more these days, because technology has been changed. So you can find more and more speed those days, but it is not faster than your optical fiber net. Expensive internet connection with pay by the use of data in limited time. It is very expensive because sending a satellite, connecting a satellite need more technology. That's why using the internet connection through satellite is expensive. And here we have to pay by data size, just like 1 GB per day or 2 GB data per day in a limited time. The worst thing is bad weather can hamper the connection. Suppose you are using the internet and at the same time there are thunders or heavy rain or rainstorm or flood. In those natural calamities, you can find the internet connection becomes unstable. That means if it is heavily raining or thunder, you cannot use the internet because the signal is lost on the way when the satellite is sending or receiving the signal. So these are the 5 different type of internet access. So if we put all this type of internet access all together, then the picture will be like this. So let's understand this picture. Here you can find this is the internet. The internet is connected with the telephone service provider. So here the telephone service provider is connected by big router. Router is connected to this telephone service provider by using optical fiber, or you can high speed optical fiber, which are also called as internet backbone. This telephone internet service provider have a point of presence which can be connected to the telephone lines. So here the telephone lines are the twisted pair, or you can say the telephone cable. The telephone cable is connected with the splitter. Splitter is connected with the telephone line, and another part is connected with the dial-up modem, and the dial-up modem is connected with the Ethernet cable and the computer. So in this way, this one is called dial-up internet access. So the same structure you can find here. From internet goes to telephone service provider. From telephone service provider it goes to splitter. Splitter is connected to the telephone, and the splitter is again connected to the DSL modem. So DSL modem is again connected to the computer. So in this way, this type of internet connection is called as DSL internet connection. So these are the two type of internet connection which can be commonly connected by the telephone service providers like your BSNL, or you can say MTNL or BSNL. Then the next type is your cable service provider. So here internet is connected with the cable TV service provider. So here this is the another ISP. This ISP is connected to the splitter by using coaxial cable, or you can say through the point of presence. So coaxial cable is connected to the splitter. So the splitter split the coaxial cable into two parts. One is for TV, where you can enjoy the TV, and the another part is connected to the cable modem, and the cable modem is connected to your computer. So in this type of connection is called your cable internet connection. So this is the third type. Then we'll go for the satellite internet service provider. So internet is connected with the satellite internet service provider through your internet backbone, or you can say high speed optical fiber. This satellite provider is connected with the relay station, or you can say the dish antenna, where this dish antenna can send or receive huge amount of data from the satellite and to the satellite. So this dish antenna send the signal to the satellite. Satellite send the signal to this individual dish net at our homes, and this satellite signal received by the dish net is connected to the satellite modem, and satellite modem is connected with the laptop, or you can say the computer. So this type of internet connection is called as satellite internet access. Then the last type is your 3G or 4G, or you can say the mobile internet. So here you can say the internet is connected with the mobile service provider like your Jio or BSNL, or you can say Airtel, by using internet backbone, or you can say the high speed internet cable, or you can say a high speed optical fiber cable. Then this mobile service provider is connected with the mobile tower. So here this mobile tower is also called as your BST. This is connected with the mobile service provider by using optical fiber underground. This mobile tower is connected with the mobile phone, or you can say the 3G dongles connected with your laptop by using microwave signal, and this microwave signal is converted into mobile signal, or you can say converted into computer signal inside this mobile phone by the device that is called your wireless or 3G or 4G modem. So this type of connection is called your 3G or 4G internet access. So these are the five types of internet access we have learned today. So if we talk about the differences among the internet access, you can find there is a table here. You can compare connection through connection speed, pay by, portability, modem type. Then here you can find the 5 types: dial-up internet, DSL internet, cable internet, satellite internet, 3G or 4G internet. All I have already told you, but here I made this table. So if you want to learn about these things, you can write down in your notebook by making a table. So now question time: what exactly is the internet? Describe the types of internet access. Then the difference between dial-up and DSL internet connection. Then what are the disadvantages of satellite internet? Then what is cable internet? What are the disadvantages of cable internet? Why 3G and 4G internet is popular these days? So that's all for this tutorial. Thank you for watching this tutorial. Your comments and feedbacks are valuable for us to improve our next episode. Please do not forget to subscribe and like my channel, and please share this video, or you can say share this channel to as many as of your friends, so that many people of Odisha Darsha Vidyalaya can learn their ICT textbook very smoothly. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.